Hello guys, welcome to a new update about the Rainforest project. Today is about boats, mountains and many trees. We've been working in the Manaus and Iquitos section. Most of the houses are done. And now we need to focus on details. You know, a lot of the areas in Manaus and Iquitos are for sure waterfront areas. People that live in these areas need boats to move around, to do their shopping every day. Manaus would not be complete if we wouldn't have hundreds of tiny boats, fishing boats, ferry boats, you name it. We have some kind of modern boats or like mid-20th century boats such as this one. This is a fishing boat. What I want to have in these models is some roughness. I want to see, like patches and the sign that these boats have been used a lot. I want to see rust, and this will complete the scenes, I want also to see this kind of ferry boats. These are like buses to people that live in Manaus. They need this to move around the city and also to go to other cities. So this is actually a very common model that you will see in Manaus if you go there, or even in any city of Amazonas. This is also like a smaller one. I also want to see a lot of wood in the boats. As I told you, I want to see the ingenuity of the people that live there to manage to keep these boats floating and working every day. A lot of what also want to have is these tiny barges, small boats. There are even boats built out of tree trunks that indigenous people build themselves over there. So this is also very important, and we need to have several of them. I also like to have, like details in there, like tarps, cans, ropes, whatever. Other element could be, for instance, this kind of remains of wooden boats. This would be the first barges that reached this area when the city of Manaus was born, or any other city in the Amazonas. Other elements include these barges. They use this a lot to move cargo around Amazonas. This one, in this case, carry excavator, and sometimes they also use it for like a dredge to make clearance in the waterways, and this is also very interesting. I'm a fan myself of shank, rust, and everything that is neglected, so I also want to have these elements over there. The next thing I want to show you guys is the work that is being done about Machu Picchu. As you know, Machu Picchu is going to be one of the big scenes in the next South America section. The challenge here is to take this whole citadel of Machu Picchu and compress it to get it into a tiny space. We need to do it without disrupting too much the scale and leaving too much out. I want to represent this city, these ruins, in a way that makes justice to the real place. And that's always the challenge with when you have to model a large area with hundreds of different elements. We spent many hours looking at the pictures of different houses. As you know, this is really fascinating because Machu Picchu is not a city that was built in one stage. There's evidence that the city was probably built through 3 different ages. So you can see different stonework, different techniques in the construction, and we feel like this is important and we want to show this. And we play a little bit with perspective. The houses that are going in the back are going to be a little bit smaller than the ones in the front. But I think the most important temples and sites are going to be here. So just to show you an example, this is the Temple of the Sun, and it's been modeled in a 3D model and printed, and of course it was detailed and work on top of that. And you can see that these are made out of large stones, and the finishing is really neat. But in comparison to other buildings, such as this one, you can see that the stones are a lot smaller ones. And it's believed that these kind of buildings were built many years before this kind of buildings. So this is just an example of what you will see in the Machu Picchu section. The guys are working in what is called the pyramid. This is a large structure with many terraces that is going to be located in the back of Machu Picchu. In this case, we use mostly the same technique that we use for the houses. We use polyester, we laser cut it and just put it together. Later on, it will be covered in texture, such as we did with this one. For instance, you can see the before and after of one of the houses, and this is how it's made. This is designed in CAD, then laser cut, and then the modelers just take it, assemble it, and give the final texture and coloring. So that's mostly the technique that we are going to be used. But at the same time, for a lot of the terraces and scenes around Machu Picchu, these are going to be hand modeled directly on plaster. So that's another technique that we'll put into this section. We are here with Lucia.
Hello.
You know her. She is been doing this training in a Wunderland.
I'm already part of the Wunderland.
You are a Wunderlandian now.
Yeah.
The first task that we approached when she got back from Hamburg is to focus on these huge mountains over here. We have this area that is called
Montes do Capixabas.
I mean, the structure of the mountain is similar to what you can see in Rio de Janeiro with the Sugarloaf. There is not a lot of structure there. I mean, if you look it up close, for sure.
It's really flat, you don't really have that rocky
exactly.
things.
And in this national park area, there is this specific mountains that are really famous, and they have this cool shape.
So this mountain, it's been inspired by some other mountains that are in Brazil in this park. So this been inspired by the Monte Capixabas and the Monte do Camelo.
But it doesn't look like a camel, it looks like a seal.
It's a camel and a seal at the same time. If you look at it like this, it's a seal.
And I can see kind of a face here, like an extraterrestrial.
It has life. It has a personality.
Looking through the pictures of the area, I can recognize this mountain, which is something I like. I want to have these mountains that are recognizable, and the challenge is that these mountains are insanely huge.
Yeah.
This whole area in the front is going to be Amazonas, so we need to, kind of
merge everything
together. So it's difficult, but I think
we are making the best of both worlds.
I think in this way it works perfectly.
Yeah.
What about this one? What is going on here?
This is the Pico dos Pontores, which is also one of the huge mountains, kind of with an animal shape too.
I mean, this could be like the tail of a cat.
Do you think?
Yeah.
What cats do you know?
It's time to talk about greening again.
Yes.
I was just looking at these trees, and there is just so much detail into each and every one of them. Here in this table, we have roughly
every kind of tree that we're gonna use.
Yeah, exactly. Starting from tiny plants. This is our plastic plants to really large big trees that are going to be like really close to the edge and on scenes where you can really look into the forest. So we're gonna play a lot with the scales. With the
colors, with the stuff we have. We have like really green trees, like brownish trees, yellowish trees, like dry trees, everything that you can imagine of trees.
Also, there are like several techniques here For sure you know this one, right?
Of course, yeah. That's my main topic here.
Yeah, this is our main way to build trees. This is our twisted wire technique. So this is the most common one, and this will make the majority of the trees that we need. We talk about 24,000 of these little guys.
Yeah.
But we also have another techniques. What about this one? What is this?
This is a resin one. This is a really special one because we kind of merge it with the wire ones.
So, but how do we do this? What's special about this thing?
It has a lot of more texture than this one. And
so these are more detailed ones.
These are more detailed ones.
Yeah, for sure. And you use this one for this tree, for instance?
Of course, we have like this kind of tree that has like resin, kind of some parts of wire, some part of plastic, like has everything that we can do.
These are the special ones.
Yes.
And then we have, for instance, a lot of palm trees. We have also plastic trees. Another technique that we use is this one over here. This is a 3D printed tree.
And also that we combine
this is
these special ones.
Exactly. Our colleagues at Hamburg send us the design to build these trees, and I believe there are some examples over here.
Yes, we have. Also with plastic and wire and everything you can wish for.
So we try to combine every technique that is available to the different kinds of, to create these different kinds of species that we need. I really like these ones. These are really...
Because we made them.
We not only are modeling live trees, we also need to have these guys.
Some dead trees,
For sure, this will complete the scenes. In preparation to the next stage, which is adding greening to the model that we have here in Pilar, we need to find the
kind of the way that's going to be looking like.
The feeling of the forest. What is possible, what is the forest going to look in 2 meters from the edge, how it's going to look in the first row. So we need to make another sample yet, and...
Another one?
Yes, we need to define this is what we're going to go for, and replicate it for 1,000, I guess, because...
Of course,
Stay tuned. Much more about the rainforest coming. Cheers.